Hi, Deb here, and I've tried to do the YouTube Zodiac, one card for every Zodiac sign, and I don't know what I've pressed. There was no finish button, so I've pressed the wrong thing and gotten rid of the whole thing, which was really good. So I'm going to do a recap of all the cards here and then put it up in the old-fashioned way that I know how to. So Leo was the first sign, and we have here the Eight of Wands, and this is about news coming in. And the wands are purposes and missions or jobs or tasks that need to be done. But I believe that it's all heading towards one track that you need to go down. This is for Leo. And the news coming in could come in the form of an email. It could be words even on the radio in a song that sparks you to think of something, and then you go and ring that person, or you go, no, I'm sick of the job I'm in. I want to go back to learning to sing and finding myself a band and some band members. It'll be something that's 8 things it will take to create this thing that you really want to do. So we've got from Tuesday to next Tuesday, and in that time, or Thursday, I'm going to do another tarot. So I'll try and find out how to press the finish button, but there was no finish button and I pressed the cross. So I took the whole thing off. So that's my learner driver, and there's a card in here that we'll be talking about a learner driver in a minute. That's me. Not loser, learner driver. Leo, news coming in. Wonderful. Let's go. Virgo, 3 of Swords, and it's in reverse, which I do love because it means that the heavy end of the sword is here, and your once scarred heart with hurts and disappointments and that storm cloud there and the rays coming down, it's in reverse. So you're going to be getting rid of some hurtful feelings that have set you a little bit into a path where you need to now go and say, I negate that. I'm not judging that person the same as I judged everybody else that did that exact thing. It has brought the hairs on the back of my neck up, but I'm just going to approach it in a different way, be less volatile, and just ask questions perhaps. So that's for Virgo. Now Libra is the 2 of Cups you guys got. So here we are with the masculine and the feminine coming together, exchanging their cups there, their emotional state, their opinions on things. It takes the courage of a lion to be able to, I don't know, show your other side, show and be vulnerable. And that's what she's very good at doing. He's probably not. The red there is the practicality, and the yellow is sort of can be your personal power, but can also be a little bit of ego thrown in. And so the two of you together, though, can mesh and meld and perhaps help each other take a different road, take a different look at things. And it does take courage, and the caduceus there in the middle with the snakes coming in and out. I think it's reminiscent of you coming in and meeting on a similar subject, coming out and disagreeing, ready to throw the towel in and break up with each other, then negotiating. Someone, probably the female, will be the one that reaches out and says, come on, we've got to talk about this. Then come together, back out, back in, back out. And that's what the courage is all about, is to stay in there until those two snake heads are looking at each other with respect. So I'm absolutely loving the 2 of Cups coming up for you there, Libra. So Scorpio is the 10 of Wands. Here we have lots of burdens that you're carrying, and you can't even see the road ahead of you. There's a bit of a building up there. Gosh, I hope that's not coming up. That's a notification. I hope that's not coming up on the video. So here you are, Scorpio, with all this weight on your shoulders, but you're practical because the red's there, and you can perhaps juggle all those things. And that's why people give you, they go, oh, this person is busy, they're obviously successful, I'm just going to give them a few more things to do. Your kids might say, one of your children might say, Dad, can you take my car in to get it serviced? I've got to go to uni on the train today. And he goes, oh, another thing for me to do today. But you know what? It's time to delegate back some of those jobs. They're going to have to work out how to get their car serviced, and maybe there's a place on a Saturday, or they can get a mobile mechanic. Things like that, you're going to have to let down some of those sticks, let down some of those actions that you've said yes to and taken on, because you need to be able to see where you're headed. You need to be able to go to this little house here where there's other people that are like-minded to you and need to do things that you want to do instead of being so weighed down with all of these burdens. So that's Scorpio there. Now, Saggy, we have a major arcana card for you, number 18, the Moon. So Sagittarius, remember the half man, half horse with his arrow into the future? They can cope with all of these things. They're very adaptable. They do tend to project to the future and not know how to do the steps leading to that. And this may be the answer, because this is about disillusionment, a mystery, something that you're not seeing. But there's been plenty of warnings, so you're sort of electing to not see maybe. The eclipse here tells me that there's 2 eclipses this month, and the first one is the new moon on the 13th. So another one later in the month. So the eclipse energy there with all of those flicks coming down and showing the light, showing what's hidden behind those pillars, and those warnings will make sense. Even this lobster's coming out and maybe going down a different track. You may need to go down a different track as well. So that's definitely Sagittarius for you. So we've got, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and it's a major arcana card. So it's amplified meaning, and it's very bright colours there. But yeah, it is showing something up from a shadow. Out of the shadows, something will appear. That's from this Tuesday to next Tuesday when I get it perfected on YouTube, the live. So from Sagittarius, we go to Capricorn, Page of Cups in reverse. So when we've got this, the page is the learner driver. Again, not the loser, but the learner driver. And when you have something in your cup like this when you're young, and it might be your first romance, say. So you've got that boyfriend or girlfriend, and what's this feeling? Oh, I'm all funny when I see them, and I get a bit sweaty in the palms and my forehead, and like it's an unusual thing that's happening to you because the cups are emotions. But when we take that fish out and we finally have a little new friend or boyfriend, we want to hold on to them and possess them and don't go anywhere. I just want you to myself. And so Capricorn, you're not really about feelings very often. You're more about practical, which is the red. The base root chakra is being grounded, logical and practical. The blue is about speaking and expressing your truth. So you may need to be speaking to someone, the fish, about your emotions, which is going to be very foreign to you, but it's about time that you learn. Otherwise, you're going to be immature for the rest of your life. That's pretty harsh, isn't it? But anyway, I'm in a limited amount of time, so I have to get to the point. So Capricorn, logical, practical, workaholics, something's coming into your sphere that emotionally is a little bit foreign to you. Don't run, don't be super logical and practical, express yourself and things may work out better than you can ever imagine. So that's really good. So now we have Aquarius is the Magician, number 1 of the major arcana story, and I love the Magician. He's got all the elements on the table there. The cups, your emotions, the pentacles, the security, financial abilities as well. The sword, which is your thoughts, and the wand, which is your purpose and mission. Now, he's got his scepter up into the sky there, so he knows that he can receive information from above, and the Magician is very good at making magic and putting it onto the earth. There's some people that are really good at ideas, but they can't somehow get them to happen. So the logical and practical side of you, plus you're really close to your spiritual, soulful self. This person would be quite wise with that figure 8 there. That's the infinity symbol. To me, they're old souls. They've been here before. So they've sort of done, beat around the block a bit, I guess. So all the abundance is going to come to you. And I'm absolutely loving that Aquarius is the Magician, because we're in the age of Aquarius. We're in the age of inventions, innovation, ideas. So all of those things, it gives you permission, big tick for the next week from Tuesday to next Tuesday, and you are ready to put something into action. onto the earth. Loving that. So Pisces, you've got the Queen of Swords here. Pisces is a water sign. They quite often don't prioritize thinking, which is the swords. But you have to emulate this Queen of Swords here with all of the butterflies on her crown there. There's a couple on her. There's three, actually. There's one big one there, butterfly, and then a couple of little ones there and an angel. So this queen here in the clouds that are dissipating, in the clouds that are on her robe, she's been through tough times, but she's learnt also, I think, with her hand like that, to ask the universe, what should I do? I've got all the research. I've asked all the opinions of all the experts. Now I need to make a decision, and I've analytically plugged into the universe with my sword, but I've also used my wisdom from all the experiences on this earth. The clouds are dissipating for you. You're up on high ground. Whatever you're thinking, this is for Pisces. I think you should actually, instead of just being too going with the flow, too wishy-washy, I think you need to maybe write it down and have a plan. Have the thinking of the sword and the speaking and the expressing and the writing down will give you an even better foundation for you to move forward from. So I'm loving that. Aries, the Two of Cups. You got the Two of Cups again, and Aries is the ram, and they're the mover and the shaker. Now they're very logical and practical, like this fellow is here. Very confident Aries, they usually are. And the red is very full of passion and fire. And you need to perhaps get in touch with your feminine side a little bit. I've got a different reading for this one here today. It's virtually saying give people the benefit of the doubt. Don't be so judgmental. Have the courage to maybe let people in that have got that softer approach, that they may actually mesh again and meld with you. And even in yourself, that softer side, you need to discover that. So, I mean, going to yoga, I mean, a lot of men don't want to go to yoga, but more and more are. Sound baths, meditation, listening to meditation. Aries are very known to be in their brain so much that they, can't wind down. So some beautiful meditative music at night, lovely sound bowls, things like that, to just bring that mental chaos back into calm. That's what I'm getting for this one today, is like, get your scales right, Aries. Have the courage to try something new instead of being this rigid, strong leader. I know, but it's time for you to care for yourself a little bit as well. So I'm loving that for Aries. Taurus, the Three of Wands. Here we have the Three of Wands, and here we are with Taurus, who is an earth sign, very high up on high ground, very successful in one area. There's a couple of other purposes and missions and passions you would like to bring into the fore, and you will make it happen. Taurus are exceptionally successful. Don't think it just comes to them like that. They work really hard to make things happen for them, Taurus. The red is that practical and logical side of them, but they also come from the heart. But, if you've got a boss that's Taurus, that they don't want you going for a lot of cigarette breaks or, on your mobile phone. You're there to work, and they will sort of bring you back into alignment of why you're really here. And they're fair, but if you're not doing that, it's like bye-bye. Taurus they still have a heart, but they, in the work sphere, they're quite practical and logical, which is the red. When they've got these three things that they want to do in their lives, they will be focusing on those things. And there's three ships coming in from the ocean, coming into the lake. Your ships are coming in, Taurus, because of all the hard work you've done. So hang in there. There's other things that will excite you, and you'll move on to the next wand. But in the next week, just know that there could be things that will come up now because we've done this reading. It'll click in and you'll go, oh my gosh, that's what Debbie said. Goodness me. Gemini is the next one. Gemini, you've got the Knight of Wands. Where's the Hierophant gone? Oh, there he is. The Knight of Wands. So Gemini, 2 people in one. Like, honestly, Geminis are so fun. They're good at parties. They're like, you know, get everyone laughing and up dancing and lots of personality, but they can cut you down in a sentence. They can literally like leave you gobsmacked and you're like going, what? Holy smokes, did they just say that? Because they've got that side to them where they're very good at communication, because that is their thing. That we all have things. Cancerians are the good at emotions. So Knight of Wands for you is your purpose, and the Knights are always the action people here. On your orange creative horse, look out, here you come through. And you've got that confidence, and you've got that logical and practicality around your head there, but you've got armour on. Geminis can be a little bit guarded. You can never really think that you know them because of that switching of the personalities, because remember, they're the twins. So they're lovely people, but yeah, don't get on the wrong side of them. They are coming through on their creative horse, galloping, rearing up to go, and they will go over obstacles and around obstacles. They will find a way if they've got that determination and they can see the end, because they're very good with their imagination as well. So I'm loving that you've got the Knight of Wands, because there's something that you're really wanting to chase after and really are enthusiastic to do. So I'm loving that. Now, the last one for today is Cancerians, and that's the Hierophant, a Major Arcana card, amplified meaning number 5. So the Hierophant is very much like the Pope. And again, here's that red, which is the practicality and being solid on, a solid figure, a reliable figure. These people here are relying on you so much, and they really want to emulate you. So you've got sort of that leadership qualities, but you've also got all these crosses and this actual unusual one that the Pope does have with lots of crosses on it. And this Pope or this leader, he doesn't just, he's practical, but he's got the other side that he uses too. He uses his intuition and he uses his imagination, and he probably would pray a lot. And I think journaling for you guys, Cancerians, would be good, because a lot of the time the message will come through your hand and onto the paper, and you will just go, right, now I know what to do. It gives you some sort of conclusion, solution, endeavor, direction. It gives you some sort of also logical pattern on what to do for some steps. Sagittarius could do with that too. They always project to the future. They need to work out the steps. So this leadership card coming up for Cancerians in the next week, just pick up those keys and try something new like I am, because I'm Cancerian and here I am trying something completely new. Couldn't find the finish button on the YouTube thing, so I think I cancelled the whole lot. Anyway, learn a driver. And I'll be back on Thursday, and hopefully ChatGPT and me will be able to work out how to finish the thing without deleting it. So have a lovely week. Tuesday to Tuesday is the Zodiac's signs. On Thursday, I'll do a card for every month of the year. Bye for now.